So today is part 5 of the 7-part series, and we're going to be talking about, like I just said, how you heal. The fastest way to heal, the most miraculous thing I've ever found, the most healing, most life-shifting, the most manifesting, the most powerful methodology of coaching, of awareness, of learning, of personal growth that I have ever experienced that is not talked about enough. When this is brought up, it makes people really uncomfortable. So I just want to forewarn you, I'm going to be talking about some things that might make you feel a little uncomfortable. And why it makes us uncomfortable is simply because it is not talked about enough. There are 3 things. I just made a video for our YouTube channel. You can hop on over and check it out. But I made a video, it's going to upload on Sunday. And it's really about the 3 things that we don't talk about. And this is one of them. And it's one of the foundations, the most powerful superpowers that we have. And it interconnects with a part of our body, our awareness, our who we are. And if you know this about yourself, then it opens up an entire new world, a dimension of reality that opens up our brains and is wonderful. So I see a couple people have joined. Dawn, please let me know where you're from. Alice Wheaton, let me know where you're from. Carolyn, let me know where you're from. Rob, hello, Rob. Let me know where you're from. Hugo and Hillary, hello, hello. Please just let me know where you are from. Say hello in the comments, and that way I know that you are watching and we'll interact here. This is going to be a very powerful, powerful course. Hello, John. How are you doing today? How's the weather up there in Hatchers? Please post and say hello. I can see you, but when you post, it tells me that you're going to receive this information, that you are here, and this is a class. This is a way that I get to give back to the world, and I'm really going to give some great, amazing content, hopefully explain some things about things that might be happening in your life that you're like, why is this happening to me? And allow you to find more freedom in every aspect of your life and really integrate into your life. So everything becomes much, much easier. This is how miracles happen truly in this realm. So we're going to be talking about your etheric realm, your spiritual realm, your soul realm. And we are going to dive into how that works when you're a coach, how to implement it a little bit, and really what and why it's all about. And then I'll go deeper into it in our holistic coaching workshop and free stuff that we have going on here. You can register. I'll put the link. Let me put that link here below. I can't believe I forgot that. I got everything else up though. I'm really excited. I'm getting this down now, getting it down. But let me put that link here for y'all. If you want to go deeper into this and the how you can implement this into your friends' lives. Why does it do that every time I put copy instead of paste? Anyway, it's very annoying. Let's see if it's here. Here it is. Copy, don't paste. I'm copying. So the other link, I'm not quite sure what that was to, but I did that yesterday as well. And then we're going to dive in. There it is. There's the right link. All right. So the link to register to go deeper with me into this and how you can really start mastering these skills and these superpowers within yourself, how you can utilize them for your own healing, and how you can really learn some skills and some tools to help your clients, if you're a coach or a teacher or a healer, implement this into their life, because everything changes. I learned about my empathic skills really young. And I also was raised in a family where it was okay. It was okay to experience the supernatural. So I'm truly blessed. Most of the time, all children are awake to this stuff. Animals are awake to this stuff, but we don't talk about it. It's hush, hush. It's filled with shame and guilt. We talked about that yesterday in the emotional intelligence stuff. And then when we shut this part of awareness down, then our giftings, those spiritual giftings that are also all over. Any faith, any religion, they're all over. They are natural. They are normal. This is your natural state of being. They are shunned. They are pushed down. They are eliminated. And you only have 5 senses. When you are here on this planet with 6 senses, and you have a whole different realm. So I hope to like kind of introduce this to you or confirm it in you, take you a little bit deeper today in awareness of who you are and how you can utilize these skills in your own life and tap into your own miraculous superpowers, as well as really connect with your very true essence and help your clients, if you're a coach or a teacher, connect deeper within them as well. So I'm also going to share, I feel very led. I've prayed a lot about this. I'm actually really, really nervous. So if you let me know that you're here, you're going to actually help me feel like just a little safer. It's an exchange. I'm really nervous to share this. It's live. And like I said, we don't talk about this. So I would love this interaction for you to say, yes, I'm here. My name is so-and-so, and I am from somewhere. That will help me to just feel full and feel wonderful as I really pour out my heart and share some amazing, life-saving, life-affirming, rearranging, and miraculous experience that I've had in my life. And I'm going to share these experiences for one reason and one reason only. And that is to affirm and to open up the conversation for you to have these conversations with yourself and recognize these experiences in your own life, because I believe we've all had them to a certain degree, and let go of the stigma of crazy. There are hundreds of thousands of people on Facebook, so many of my friends, you included, and people on YouTube, just millions and millions of us. But it's like this hidden thing in safe spaces that we'll talk about, when really this is a natural gift. This is as natural as your physical body, as your brain thinking, and as your emotional body. This isn't even you, right? Your natural essence is your soul. And I'll get into that a little bit here. I'll go deeper into the coaching training with it, but it's not even that. This is your etheric body. And so we're going to do a practice right now, just bringing it together, bring your awareness to your etheric body. I'm going to talk about some giftings that are natural in your etheric body and how you can start utilize them to create miracles in your own life. And I'm going to sprinkle it with stories of my own life. And hopefully, like I said, just to really let you say, yes, me too, right? And so if you feel that, yes, me too, I encourage you to comment, yes, me too, because the more that we can relate, the more we can know that we're normal, the more we can be open to talk about these things. And I think it's really important. I think it's very, 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 very important, which is why I'm talking about them here and why I teach about them in all of my programs. This is truly one of the most foundational, beautiful, transformational gifts that we have, tools we have as coaches, as trainers to offer our clients. However, if done improperly, if you dive straight into it before your client is ready, before you know your client is ready, before they're educated, before you open up the pathways of their brain and of their emotional body and of their physical body to take on this new awareness, it can wreak havoc. It can literally drive them crazy. And that's why oftentimes it's said, oh, I kind of went crazy. People kind of lose it when they open up to their giftings. But if we know as a society that these are just gifts, they're normal, and we start to encourage them and normalize them with each other, we will be able to inhabit our human existence in a way that is truly, truly next level, and live in a world that is so much more than our physical, mental, and emotional reality that we have absolute access to now. So if you're hearing me, if this is resonating with you, then say yes. Let me know where you're from and your name in the comments, and we'll get started, because I see quite a few people on here right now. So please say yes. Please say that you are here. I'm just going to keep going. So your etheric body, what is your etheric body? So let's rub our hands together. Rub your hands together with me and get it nice and hot. So you're feeling your physical stuff. You're feeling your emotional stuff because heat is an emotion, right? And you're thinking about it because you're moving, right? So we have our mind, body, and spirit all connected here. Oh my gosh, my hands are on fire. I'm so ready to teach this. And then begin to open up your hands and kind of push, pull that energy really nice and slow, push, pulling that energy, and just keep pushing and pulling it, playing with the energy between your hands. Playing with your energy between your hands. Can you feel that energy? This is how other people feel you. This is how we are all one. This is how we can take on other people's vibrations, other people's moods. Have you ever had a friend walk into, and you can release that whenever you're ready, had a friend walk into a room and you're just like, oh, yeah, I know where they're, nope, not going there. I know what they're feeling. I know who they're connecting with. Oh my gosh, I know, I know that. Oh, and it's kind of this freaky feeling, but you just know, you have this intuition, we call it, this intuition about you, and you know it. Well, oftentimes we think that's our brain, or we think that is our body's feeling it, or we think we just picking up on their vibe, their emotions, right? Their energy in motion. But it's even more than that. It's an interconnected tissue. It's an interconnected awareness that we have as human beings with everything that is around us. And sometimes this experience gets really pulled in and we get really protective, and people think that we're like stuck and blocked. And other times it gets blown out and we're like, and it's like we're barfing all over the world, right? And so to help you today, I want to help you create your own container of your etheric realm, your etheric body. And I'm going to talk about some of the tools, some of the awarenesses, some of the awesomeness that are in this. I'm going to teach a bit of yoga today, pranayama breathing, pranic breathing, and talk a little bit about your sacred locks, and teach you how to begin to embody your own skills, your own superpowers in a way that is going to help you really manifest miracles in your life. And as a coach or a teacher, you're watching this series, it's going to help you to hold your own power and stay in your power and relate to the world in a totally different way, as well as teach and encourage your students to do, and your clients to do the same thing, so they don't feel crazy, so they can open up. And we have this experience happening right now in the world called the awakening, right? Or the event. And it is an awareness that we're going from a 3D awareness, which is body, mind, and spirit, or body, mind, and emotions, body, mind, and vibe, energy, to a 4D. So 4D is what I'm talking about right now, right? Yes, Forrest, you're watching my live. I just got your thing. Yes. Say yes on the live. I love you though. So the 4D, sorry you guys, I didn't mean to just to interrupt what I was saying. I'll try to be more focused here now in the class. But what the 4D is, this etheric realm that we are being able to master right now. And once we master it, then we really have all of our tools, all of our bodies in place to live from the place of soul, which is a heart-centered space of 5D, where we can communicate in very special ways, where we work with our energy, where we utilize our emotions to transform the world into a better place, our lives into a better place, where we master our minds, and where we embody our physicality. Right? And we work with all of these realms. Not one is higher or lower than the other, but all of these dimensions of our multi-dimensional personality. So today we're going to be talking about this etheric realm that isn't talked about enough. And usually Children are very, very apt to it. They'll just have a feeling, a sense, right? Animals have a feeling or a sense about people. They can read people. They have that natural intuition, and it gives them trust. But then we start saying, oh, you didn't see that. You didn't know that. Oh, don't be crazy. You're thinking the wrong way. You're just all in your head. You're making shit up, blah, blah, blah. And eventually they get dehumanized, right? We get trained to shut off our giftings. And people like King David, Solomon, Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, Gandhi, Einstein, let's see who else, Malcolm X, JFK, maybe, I don't know about JFK, but definitely Martin Luther King, like they had this awareness. And I think it's really normal. We just don't talk about it. We make ourselves wrong for it. We make each other wrong for it because we don't want anybody to look crazy. So first and foremost, I want to just say, if you have had these experiences, you are not crazy. You are normal. You have a higher functioning capacity of awareness. You are more awake and alive than people that have just had it shunned, just had it pushed down, had it shushed, don't tell anybody, don't talk about this, right? This happens a lot in the churches. And then it's like this incognito healing circle in the back where they're praying on over everybody, right? It's like this incognito. Everybody goes like incognito. We're praying over you, but we're going to call it something else because it's not this normal thing. But when you understand what the yogis have understood for millennia, you know that you have a physical body, sheaths, a mental body. They say the emotional body first, but I've switched it for healing purposes. I'll get into that in the coaching. A mental body, an emotional body, an etheric body, and then a soul body, right? So this is just yours. They're yours, right? Everybody has one. They're yours. And so to know it and to accept it and to talk about it is so friggin' powerful. I feel like there's 3 conversations that we need to have, and I hope that you watch my YouTube about it, but I'll just tease it right now. And there's 3 conversations that we need to have. We need to talk about value and money. We need to talk about sex and creation, and we need to talk about our superpowers. That the world is so much more than what we can see. There's an unseen realm that we totally accept in our cell phones, right? You totally accept it in your cell phone. You can't see my cell phone because it's out of the picture, but we accept in our cell phones, we accept in radio waves, we accept in our TVs, we accept in like how things can fly, we accept in rainbows, we accept in all these different areas. But, oh, you could see my cell phone. But we then, when it comes to the supernatural, we're like, oh, nope, that didn't happen. However, if we opened up to this believing, do you know how many people in the hospitals could heal like that? Do you know how many times that we could reverse illness and disease like that? Do you know how much we'd listen to people that live on this higher level octane of awareness? We're calling it Asperger's. But they see, they're aware, they're unable to unfunctionalize this because they are here to literally master this area and tell us how it lives, right? So this is huge. This is huge for you to say yes to who you are. This is huge for you to fully embody who you are, because it is imperative that we embody this aspect of ourself in order to live fully embodied on the planet and do our soul work, do our life purpose work, have fun, enjoy, trust, love, and connect with one another on a higher level. One of my best friends is texting me to decline, sorry. So let's dive in. Are we ready? Are you still with me here, guys? Are you ready? Okay. So if you're here with me, please remember to say that you're here with me. I can see so many people on. But this is it. Like, we're scared to say yes. We're scared to say, oh, I'm interested in this, right? Even to be interested in it. But you're here for a reason. You're here for a reason. So I want to encourage you to step out and say, yes, I'm here for the class. Yes, I got information about the class. Yes, I'm feeling you. I feel you. I feel you. Okay. So I'm going to start with a story about myself. When I was about 3 or 4 years old, I lived in a little town named New Harmony, Indiana. And one of the first stories that I heard about myself, and one of the first memories I have of conscious memory, is being at church and seeing angels dancing up on the podium, right? And I just couldn't help myself but to get up and run to the front of the church. Now, this happened a lot for me. I wanted to be up in the middle of church, and I wanted to be with the angels. And I remember seeing them very clearly in my eyes, as if they were solid. So if you've had an experience like this, go ahead and just say yes to yourself. And if you're bold, claim yes. Say yes in the comments. But say yes to yourself, because that was real, right? There, in every text, there's angels. There are all sorts of otherworldly energies, good and bad, dark and light, that are real, are very, very real. And you get to choose if you feed that energy to the light energies or the dark energies. Discernment is really big there. I teach people about discernment. We talk about discernment. We talk about how to utilize discernment. This is part of the learning in your etheric realm, is to discern dark and light, negative and positive. All right. So that is one. That's one story. That was one of my first stories. With this, we can get into like the history of the soul and a whole bunch of other stuff that maybe I'll talk about in a soul journey. I might do a bonus one of the soul and a lesson of the soul, and we might even do a group soul seeding. I don't know why I just said that. Maybe we'll see. I might just actually no, I'm gonna just do that. I will do that though in the training. I will do that in the training. So if that interests you, sign up for the official training. So I had that vision. So I went through my life, and my father that raised me is Oglala Sioux Lakota, and he was very open about his visions. He was very open about understanding nature, and my mother was the same way. So I was truly, truly, truly blessed in this way, that they would have me hone this skill and work this skill. And you know, there was a lot of stuff that my dad gifted me that has been kind of the negative side of this journey, of this teaching. It threw me into this. But this is one area that my dad just blessed me. And I just want to thank him for that right now. Because he would have me go out and he'd hide things, and I'd shut my eyes and I'd have to find them. And my kids joke with me now. And my mother taught me about St. John. And thank you, Kate. My mother taught me about St. John and how I could ask St. John to help me find these things. And I started developing this relationship. And you can ask my kids, my ex, everybody. Like, I can find anything. Pretty much. I at least know what it looks like and where it is. Sometimes I can't make out where it is. Like, it's on something black. It's like, and, but I get the general gist, and then we can go and look for it. And so that's just amazing. So these are natural gifts. These are things that you can to develop, and just like lifting weights to work out your body, or learning how to eat, or multiplication tables, or sacred geometry, or how to think positively, right? Or how to reprogram your brain, or your emotional intelligence set point. Figuring out your giftings and how to work them is something. So clairsentience is something that I have worked with for forever. So let's move forward in my life of these blessings. And again, I'm sharing this not to like say, oh, look at me, I'm like superpower. No, I'm sharing this because one, it's not talked about enough, and I think it's normal. All of my clients have had these experiences. Every person that I've ever spoke to, when we speak in private, we have these experiences. So I don't know if they're just coming to me to talk about it, but it's huge. And so I'm sharing this with you so you can say, yes, me too. Yes, me too. This is the Me Too movement that we should be having right here. This is it. Okay, so fast forward, I go through that, and my family's very open. We're open to memories. We're open to living beyond the scope of today and this reality. And just so you know, from a religious aspect, I was raised Catholic. We went to Lutheran church for a bit, and then my dad converted to Catholicism. And then after that, we went to like Bible churches and non-Orthodox churches and Unity and Science of Mind and stuff like that. So this is my faith, right? So you know where I'm coming from. I did spend years in an ashram and studied Hinduism. I did spend years studying Buddhist meditation, Shambhalism, and Zen. And I have studied many, many, many other faiths and religions just out of curiosity and love to really understand the supernatural, to understand faith and religion, which gets more into soul. But I'm speaking to you, saying this next story as from a standpoint of what I would recognize and what would align with me and my heart and my soul. And you might have heard this story. I talk about it often. It was a drastic turning point in my family. It was a miraculous healing. It was absolutely incredible. So the next affirming of this supernatural world, of this holy, holy world that we live in, that is so much greater than our minds, our bodies, and our emotions can comprehend, yet so natural that we all have this ability, is I was 13. I was I don't want to go into that story. I don't want to trigger anybody, but I was going through another experience that led me into this profession. And I was sitting in this place called Dry Lake in Northland, Colorado. And I was just crying. I was saying, not again, God, not again. I am not doing this. I am done. Okay. And like the burning bush, Jesus appeared in front of me. I could tell it was him. It was bright, shiny. I couldn't see his face, but I could recognize the image like in my head, but I could see the light. And he said, go home and tell. And then a force energy came up under me, and I'm shaking now saying it. Like so much energy is going through me, more than I've usually felt. And I tell this story all the time. So something shifted. But he said, go home and tell. And since then, I did go home and I did tell him. The family dynamics of my family totally shifted. My life shifted. My mom's life shifted. My dad's life shifted. Our whole entire family shifted on both sides. The transformation piece of my life and how to do this work began. My schooling began. At that moment, I said, yes, Lord, I'm on board. I'm going to do whatever you tell me to do. And since then, I've been helping people come home to their bodies, to this awareness, to their 5 sheaths, and live from that outer sheath of soul, of unity, and embody their superpowers, their physical mind, emotions, and this etheric, supernatural, 6th sense realm. But it awakened something in me. And so it pushed me up and took me home. Everything shifted. It was one of those miraculous moments in life, but it also affirmed that there are, it's not a religious thing. Like there is a world beyond what I can see. And that world works with me. So that said, we'll move on from there. And that was a big story. I spent years honing skills of time jumping and just living beyond space and time. So much out of my body. It was kind of crazy. If you've known me, like Forrest was on here, if you've known me since high school, college. This is the person that you knew, not embodied at all. I loved to, like, everything I did and saw. Some of it was from trauma, and we get into trauma therapy and reseeding the soul. Okay, I think we're still streaming. I think we're back on. I think we are back on. Let's see. So tell me yes if you can see me for streaming again. Oh my gosh. All right, so this is so funny, but this is absolutely perfect for what happens when you work in this energy. Do you see how powerful it is? Like everything just shut down. When you're working with your clients like this, it's beyond space and time. Like I was just saying, it's like boom, boom, things just happen rapidly. So when you want to heal something, it's like this rapid fire of healing, and you absolutely positively get to come to this different realm, and your clients will have massive results. So tell me yes if you can relate, if you've had this experience with your clients, if you've had this experience in your life, if you've had angel or somebody come to you and heal with you, work with you, love you, let me know, because I want to know. So funny. I love it. Okay. So moving on, moving back here, say yes, yes. The next supernatural, crazy, miraculous healing that I had. I mean, so many little things happen just to affirm, like, yes, like you were so much more than this. The unseen is real. Is I was at yoga teacher training and Bikram training, and my thyroid, I was really, really sick. I had blown up. My whole body was swollen with weight, and my adrenals had failed. I told you that story earlier in this series. And it was like, I don't know what happened, but I somehow was laying down, and a healing force came over me, and it was Amachi, but a healing force came over me and healed. And they said, I've healed your thyroid, your parathyroid, I've healed your adrenals. Like now you're ready to really embody it, right? So they healed everything. The supernatural force healed everything. And then it was time to embody it. And I went through years of embodying it and working through the rest of the processes. If I knew what I know now, I would have been like, boom! We'll get to that in just a minute. But I supposedly levitated above the ground, and people saw it, and came down, and like there was this whole hoopla of like everybody in the 200 people in the room. And even my friend Navina was talking about it the other day. I remember when you had that experience. So, but I was healed, literally, like everything I needed to heal my illness. I never had cancer again. Not to the extent that I've had it though. I've never had, like everything began to heal. My physical body and everything began to heal at that point from this supernatural experience. Now, it's like, oh, that's crazy. You can't talk about that stuff. No, no, no. But this is actually when we're working on our etheric realm, right? So people that work on the etheric realm, I'm going to kind of shift gears now. You've heard some of my stories. Hopefully you can relate. You can say, yes, yes. It's just less crazy, more like this is just how it is. This is how we process things. And I want to talk about the giftings now. I want to talk about how people work in this realm. And so you can go, oh, that's where they're working. So people that do Reiki, right? Have you gone to a Reiki practitioner or somebody that does Reiki? They work in this realm. People that do hands-on prayer or healing prayer or sozo work in this realm. People that, flower essences are in this realm, nature healings, and that, like working with the grids and nature, that's in this realm. Anything that is unseen is in this realm, including our cell phones, right, are in this realm. And so it's just everything that we can't see. It's kind of supernatural, but I'm just going to go back to Jesus. Like he said, like, you're going to do all these things and so much more. He raised people from the dead, healed the blind through prayer. Like, it was all this. He knew how to master his etheric realm and to stay in it for himself rather than spilling it out over everybody else or tucking it in so hard that like you can't even see anything. It's all this physical reality. Boom, 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 boom. And so how do we live in this etheric realm? How do we utilize these gifts? How do we become one with our natural giftings? And how do we recognize them? That's what I want to share with you next. So you can recognize these things in yourself. The first is to kind of take an account of all the supernatural experiences that you've had in your life, all the miracles that you've had in your life, all the time love has shown up, however you would recognize it, to bless you and your life, and affirm them within yourself. When the radio turns on for no apparent reason, and it's that perfect song saying the perfect thing, or your playlist come on, this just happened to me. My playlist came on and it was like, I was thinking all about love and Hatcher's Pass. I was there and I was thinking about all the people that have shown me how to love, all the people that have shown me how to love, all the people that have allowed me to love them to the best of my ability so I could learn about love, right? And then I get in the car and it's like, boom, 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 like a series of songs, random series of songs that would just speak to me. Has that happened to you? If it has, say yes. Say yes in the comments. Tell me, yes, that's happened to me. That is this etheric realm. That is the world working with your etheric realm. So the more we can open up to this being okay, we can open up to this being normal, open up to the fourth dimension of reality, we can work with it. Just like we can work with our emotions, just like we can work with our brain, just like we can work with our body. And it speeds up our natural balancing and healing time. So this is the fastest way so far. The soul essence, like I said, the fifth dimension out here, the soul essence can heal like that, right? That's when those miracles happen where people get up in the hospital and they have been literally dying the day before. And then they're like, oh, now I'm totally well. Excuse me, this is like bugging me. That's how that happens, is their soul then embodies. They're like, oh, I'm going to accept this etheric realm that I am so much more than this body mind. And I'm going to play with this world of energy. I'm going to play with this world of supernatural. I'm going to play with this world is not just what's behind my eyes. I'm going to accept this power, right? This awareness, this reality. And then I'm going to bring it into my emotionality and I'm going to play with the energy. I'm going to learn how to work with my emotions, my energy, because that's how my emotions, I embody it. And I'm going to track my brain and focus my brain. And this is what I've been teaching in this series, focus my brain in order to think in alignment with that soul essence, with the etheric awareness, with my emotional awareness. I'm going to then zoom down, and you see how we're kind of building a canal here? Boom, 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 down into the body, into your cellular structure. And then you have heaven on earth. You are heaven on earth. I have shivers. So the etheric giftings, the things that you get to master within yourself. One, the gift of sight. And yes, we can see the stuff that's right here, right? We can see that. You can see the rocks. You can see and feel the water, right? You can see a rainbow, right? So all those things that we can see. And So seeing, but where can you see beyond that? So many of us have had those moments where you literally see energy in the plants. You literally see the movement of that energy. You can see the waves, right? And sometimes we have to do hallucinogens or other things like that in order to have that experience. But most of us don't need that. You don't need any of that to open up to that awareness. It is a part of your psyche. It's a part of your natural human makeup that you can tap into right now and connect with that energy and have that power. So that's one, clairsentience or clairvoyance. Okay, so clairvoyance, boom. One. Clairsentience. Now, clairsentience is my most powerful gifting for me. And it is, I sense and feel people, things, objects, events in my physicality. Now, this kept me ill, very sick for many, many years because I didn't know how to manage this energy. I didn't understand that it was just a communication tool. I didn't understand that I was trying to take on this energy and make it my own, which you can't do. And I teach more about empathic skills and how to manage these giftings as an empath, as a human, because we're all empaths, but usually we open up to kind of all of them. And all of us usually can do all of them. So we have our strengths, right? So this is my strength. I already shared how I am visual, clairvoyant. So there's this. The next supernatural strength that you have is clairaudient. You might hear things. Telepathy is right here, where you can think something and then somebody calls. Have you ever had that experience? You're like, oh, you're totally thinking about them. And then the phone rings. You're like, I was just thinking about you. Or you're thinking about a song and it comes on the radio. You're like, oh, that is clairaudient. But you can also hear from the angels, right? When people say, oh, God told me. It's not crazy. God told me. Hey, we have that confidence. Can we prove it? Can we put it in a box? Can we bring God in and like show you God? And da, da, da? No, it is a faith thing, right? But it is a sixth sense thing. It's an etheric thing. Okay. So this is a beautiful, beautiful way. So if you hear me, if you're feeling this, say yes. Please say yes. I can see you guys on here. So funny. So the next clairaudient, clairsentient, clairvoyance. Oh my gosh. There's more. There's the dream state, people that have dreams. There's psychic, meaning that you can predict and see the future. This is a skill that I have very randomly. It's not something I've developed, not something I really tap into. There's that intuit skill. This is more widely accepted this day. This is kind of our empathic and intuition are two ways that this etheric awareness is coming into mainstream, which I'm so grateful for them. We're talking about them more and more like they're normal. And so there's that gifting. There's the gift of being able to speak in tongues, and meaning that you're channeling, you're speaking prayer, you're speaking some awareness, you're channeling that energy through sound. I do a lot of work in toning. Singing is one of my giftings, working with that energy and toning. So doing tonal work, going, just working the that vowels up and down your body can heal this. And this is working in that vibrational healing etheric zone of your body. Another thing is, let's see, all the giftings, there's so many. Healing. So people that work with energy, hands-on healing, can move that energy through their bodies in awareness. That is another gifting. So you probably have one or all. If you feel bold, please share which ones you have and which ones you've played with. And if you had one when you were young, you know, like something, and somebody told you, oh, you're crazy, that's silly, oh, you're just all in your imagination. Like, no. Imagination is actually a huge factor. Visualization and imagination is a huge factor in this realm, right? It's the unseen. It's this realm. So when you're playing with manifestation, you're playing with tools of vibration, you are literally saying yes to your etheric field. I'm going to play with you. I'm going to utilize you. I'm going to believe in you. So this is the etheric field. This is one, if not the fastest way to heal, because when you can do this, then you're calling on all of the powers of the universe. Right? There is the very, very big deal of discernment here in this realm. Because just like there are good and bad people, there's good and bad energy. There is good and bad, or positive and negative, I like to say, right? Because we can, you can turn lemons into lemonade all the time, right? So there's this awareness, but your awareness in it is going to expand in your reality, and you'll have more discernment. This is our faith. This is where faith comes in. This is where prayer comes in. This is where the awareness of heaven come in. This is where all of that come in. This is your field, how you manage it. How accepting, how loving, how amazing, how big can you allow this to be in your life? How eyes open can you be? And when you have this as a coach and a teacher, coming back to this training, have this as a coach and a teacher, and can help your students, even if you don't have that gifting, work that gifting, understand that gifting, come to peace with that gifting, embody that gifting in their funnel of heaven on earth, in that funnel, okay? I was up in Hatcher's Pass the other day and just praying, and I got this intuition, like, record this so I could listen to it later. And I've shared it with a couple people, but so I could listen to it later as a part of my own meditation. And I really was toning and stuff. And then the Lord's Prayer came out of me, and it's so perfect on earth as it is in heaven through you. But it happens this way where we get to learn how to use this etheric, supernatural, bigger than life awareness. That is open to all of us, but we don't talk about it. It's been shamed, it's been guilted, and it's been crazified by the powers that want control, by the churches, by the governments, in loving, loving, loving ways by our parents. One thing that I love about being raised Catholic is the understanding of the saints, the understanding of the angels, the understanding of the team of heavenly hosts, because it allowed me to go, oh, okay. But we have controlled this down. And we're told, you're going to do greater things in me. How are we going to do this? By tapping into our natural giftings. Just like you have natural abilities in your smarts and your intelligence, just like you have natural abilities and natural feelings that you resonate towards, just like you have natural strengths in your body and tendencies for health, you have natural abilities in these giftings in your etheric zone that are yours to develop, yours to learn about, yours to embrace, yours to use, yours to bless the world with. So at your own university, and in our coaching curriculum, we dive into this. We find your skills. We help you find ways to expand on those skills. We help you find ways to relate and understand the other skills in the empathic realm, so you can help your clients use their skills to heal and manifest and create miracles in their own lives.